The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Dinini Gunawardena and read by Tilani Pires. The headlines. The President orders ongoing relief for those affected by adverse weather. Singapore offers assistance to upgrade the immigration system in the island. The upgrading of the Northern Railway line will be completed by August. The newly built smart classrooms in 18 schools of the Ratnapura district are declared open. Sri Lanka will host the International Coconut Community in November, and on international news, Spain, Norway and Ireland recognize Palestinian state. And on sports, athletics, Aruna Darshana edges towards Paris Olympic dream. The President Ranil Wickremesinghe instructed officials to provide immediate relief to those affected by the recent inclement weather and to continue these efforts until the situation improves. According to the Disaster Management Centre, 8 deaths have been reported across the island as of yesterday. 7 people died in accidents caused by strong winds and 1 person died in a boat capsizing. The President also directed the compensation be provided to families of the deceased. The Disaster Management Centre will provide 250,000 rupees for each victim with an advance payment of 25,000 rupees already arranged. As of yesterday, 42,640 people belonging to 11,326 families have been affected by the inclement weather. The President instructed the Disaster Management Centre to ensure all necessary facilities are provided with special attention to health and hygiene. The High Commissioner of Sri Lanka in Singapore said Singapore has offered assistance to upgrade the immigration system in the island. The High Commissioner of Sri Lanka to Singapore, Senarath Dissanayake, met a team of officials from the Immigration Checkpoint Authority, ICA, of Singapore at the High Commission recently. During a visit to Sri Lanka from the 26th to the 31st of May, the ICA delegation aims to explore opportunities for collaboration in enhancing Sri Lanka's immigration system through integrating advanced technology and achieving standards similar to those of Singapore. During the meeting, the High Commissioner highlighted the challenges Sri Lanka faces in border control. He emphasized that the Minister and the Sri Lankan Department of Immigration are eager to receive the delegation as the expertise and insights would greatly contribute to Sri Lanka's efforts and modernize and improve the immigration processes. The meeting concluded with a shared commitment to strengthen cooperation between the two countries on border control and immigration matters. An event was held to mark declaring open of the new smart classrooms built in 18 provincial schools in the Ratnapura district today. The event was held at the Nimithigala Madabadara Tamil Vidyalaya today. The State Minister Janaka Vakkumura graced the occasion. The total amount spent on the buildings with smart classrooms in 308 million rupees. It is reported it is a project implemented with World Bank donations. The smart classroom building at Madabadara Tamil Vidyalaya is equipped with 40 laptop computers. 25 million rupees has been spent on that. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Department of Agrarian Development has taken steps to establish Sri Lanka's first strawberry cultivation model village based on 4 villagers in Nuwara. This strawberry cultivation has been started in 42 net houses using 50 farmers at a cost of 20 million rupees. This was established as per the instructions given by Minister Mahinda Amaravira to establish a model village for each fruit and vegetable cultivation that can be exported. For this strawberry cultivation, steps were taken to distribute the strawberry plants imported from Australia to Sri Lanka among the farmers, and accordingly the work of planting saplings in the safe houses has been completed by now. This has been implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture to introduce cutting-edge agricultural technology to the farmers. Cabinet approval was granted to host the 60th session or ministerial meeting of the International Coconut Community in November 2024. The objective of hosting the massive conference in Colombo is to achieve the objectives of increasing foreign exchange earnings, promoting the Sri Lankan coconut industry among member countries, and improving cooperation between key stakeholders in the coconut sector. The International Coconut Community, ICC, is an intergovernmental organization of coconut-producing countries organized in 1969 under the aegis of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. The ICC currently has 21 member countries, accounting for over 90% of world coconut production and exports of coconut products. That ends local news to now.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
The Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that it is unlikely that the reconstruction work on the Northern Railway track, the development of the Northern Railway line, could be completed by August this year. Unauthorized constructions in several places of the railway reservoirs can be removed. Once the construction is complete, the public could reach Jaffna within 5 hours via train. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
And on Watchlight tonight, despite a lack of resolution to their concerns, university non-academic staff is continuing their strike for the 27th day today. Over 15,000 university non-academic staff launched this strike, demanding solutions for several issues, including the payment of the agreed monthly allowance and the provision of the 15% salary cut dating back to 2016. The ongoing strike has significantly disrupted studies at many universities across Sri Lanka. That came to you in Watchlight. Coming up, world news. World news headlines first. Spain, Norway and Ireland recognize Palestinian state. Hamas calls on UN to stop indiscriminate barbaric bombing of Rafah. Closing arguments are to begin in Trump hush money trial. Spain, Ireland and Norway have formally recognized the Palestinian state in what they say is an attempt to refocus attention on efforts to find a political solution to the war in the Middle East. They hope they will encourage other European countries to follow suit in a diplomatic push that could help secure a ceasefire in Gaza and release the hostages held by Hamas. Meanwhile, the decision has provoked a furious row with Israel's government, which has accused all three countries of rewarding terrorism. Israel has withdrawn its ambassadors from Ireland, Norway and Spain and formally reprimanded their envoys in Tel Aviv. All three were summoned to Israel's foreign ministry last week to be shown footage of the 7th October attacks in front of the media. Hamas has called on the international community and the UN Security Council to take practical and immediate measures to stop the Israeli aggression and the invasion of Rafah city. An official statement from Hamas said Rafah is being subjected to indiscriminate barbaric Zionist bombing affecting homes and tents of displaced people in various parts of the city, stressing that the Israeli attacks affect civil defense teams and all aspects of life, adding escalating Israeli attacks result in the death of innocent civilians and waves of displacement. It requested the UN Security Council to fulfill its legal and moral responsibilities in the face of Israel's disregard for the decision of the ICJ to halt the aggression immediately. The lawyers will give their closing arguments today in Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York. It's a last chance for the defense and prosecution to convince the jury of their case. Over 5 weeks, the jury has heard blockbuster testimony from many witnesses who gave detailed insight into Trump's business dealings. After closing arguments, Justice Juan Merchan will give final instructions to the jury and they will begin their deliberations. It is the first time in U.S. history that a president has faced a criminal trial. Back to the world news headlines. Spain, Norway and Ireland recognize the Palestinian state. Hamas calls on UN to stop indiscriminate barbaric bombings of Rafah. Closing arguments are to begin in Trump hush money trial. That ends world news.
Development news.
Sri Lanka participated in the 2024 Impact Harvest Forum on the theme Investing in Inclusive Businesses, convened by the United Nations Economic Commission for Asia and the Pacific and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation at the United Nations Conference Center in Bangkok from 23rd to the 24th of May. The forum aims to identify investment opportunities and financing mechanisms to support the growth and impact of inclusive businesses, ultimately fostering sustainable development and economic inclusion in the region. That was development news. Moving on with sports news. And this evening it's athletics. Sri Lankan sprinter Aruna Darshana further boosted his chances of qualifying for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games by securing the gold medal in the men's 400-meter event at the second belt and road athletics invitation meet in China. The 25-year-old athlete from Trincomalee powered his way to finish the 400-meter final with a splendid timing of 45.48 seconds. In fact, he is the second fastest athlete in Asia in the 400-meter event based on his 45.30 seconds performance at the trial event held at the Mahinda Rajapaksa Sports Complex in Diagama in March. That ends Sports News.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීර හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Colombo Stock Exchange, CSC, and the United States Agency for International Development collaborated on a forum to provide small and medium-sized enterprises in southern Sri Lanka with insights into opportunities to raise capital through the CSC. Held recently at the Valigama Bay Marriott Resort and Spa, the Issuer Forum titled Redefining the Trajectory of Your Business provided guidance on exploring effective capital raising avenues. Industry experts, investment advisors, CSC representatives and representatives of USAID led panel discussions and interactive sessions. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීර හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
And on economic news, the central bank states that there is a possibility to further reduce the market interest rates. The central bank also mentioned that it is expected that relevant reductions will be provided to the customers by the country's financial institutions soon. That was economic news.
Weather report.
The prevailing showery and windy conditions over the island are expected to continue further due to the active southwest monsoonal conditions. Showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central, northwestern and southern provinces. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the western and Sabaragamuwa province and in the Nuwara district. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in the Uva province and in Ampara and Batticaloa districts in the evening or night. Strong winds of about 50 to 60 kilometers can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills in the northern, north-central, western, southern and northwestern provinces and in Trincomalee and Moranagala districts. That was the weather report. And now to in this news broadcast, the main points once again. The President orders ongoing relief for those affected by the adverse weather conditions. Singapore offers assistance to upgrade the immigration system in the island. The upgrading of the Northern Railway line will be completed by August. The newly built smart classroom in 18 schools of the Ratnapura district are declared open. Sri Lanka will host the International Coconut Community in November. And on international news, Spain, Norway and Ireland recognize Palestinian state. And sports news, athletics, Aruna Darshana edges towards Paris Olympic dream. That ends this news broadcast, and now it's back to Chandima Virakon as always on a Tuesday night.
Thank you very much, Tilani. That was Tilani Perez bringing you the night bulletin of news. A minute to 9 is the time.